Ladies and gentlemen, you won't believe this. I can't believe I'm even breaking this news to the people, but just this report alone makes me sick. LeBron Ramon James continues to flirt with the New York Knicks, New York City, the Big Apple. We all know that this is becoming disheartening. You understand? LeBron James, the reports have come out a little while ago that he has considered joining the New York Knicks. He's had that thought. We're gonna break down the reports, but I just don't like what LeBron is doing to New York City. And the sad part is some people from New York are being tantalized by this. They actually believe in this. I'm gonna take people down the memory lane down to 2010 before LeBron was just completely disliked in New York City. Today, during lineup announcements, he basically was received a standing ovation by New York City. With these reports coming out that he's considering New York. Now, the New York Knicks are they on top right now, point blank. Period. We just got to call it how we see it. Stevie Wonder could see that homage must be paid, but nonetheless, LeBron wanna walk himself down into the Knicks like he want to come over here and really do something. Now the Knicks got it all. They're third right now in the Eastern Conference. They continue to climb. Now the standings gonna go back and forth, but the Knicks could very well get the number one seed in the East. I'm not saying that's gonna happen, but it could. And I think that's something to be spoken about. This is the right time for a guy like LeBron to say he want to come to New York because everything will be tailor made for him. He going through all out turmoil up there in LA. Now, if you're looking at the Knicks, they ain't got no young talent for LeBron to come here and ravish. Because history, if we just look at that history, LeBron likes to scour around teams that have accumulated a bunch of young assets. Now, the Knicks have already let go of some of these young assets, but they could make another move. Who knows? So all of these things are thrown out there, involving LeBron James. But why? Because he was on the heels of coming to Madison Square Garden. This is what he says. He says, I've had that thought in my career, James told reporters on Saturday when discussing whether he'd ever considered joining the Knicks. The idea of James switching teams has at least picked up steam, ladies and gentlemen, because you have Rich Paul coming out, what was it, a few days ago, or was it a few hours ago? Rich Paul got to come out and say what's going to happen with LeBron, and he won't be traded. He ain't looking for this. He ain't looking. I mean, seriously, where it's smoke, listen, I'm a big believer in where smoke is fire. You understand? So what is Rich Paul doing, coming out doing all this for? For what? You understand what's going on? You understand? There must be some insecurities going on here. Did they have to make a check-in with the Lakers front office to make sure that they doing what they supposed to be doing? Was Rob Pelinka gonna let go of him? I remember when this time was when LeBron really first got to LA and things wasn't going well. They was making it seem like, will LeBron be traded? Magic came out and said, well, that's not gonna happen. You understand? LeBron do bring a certain amount of stuff to a squad. But I will say this involving New York. If LeBron, even though the Bronny dynamic is a bigger dynamic than a lot of people are taking credit for, I do believe it's going to be a team where if you believe that you are getting LeBron James, why wouldn't you just pick up Bron, sign him as a free agent, or just drive him just cause? Look what's coming with it. Because you got to think, if you're getting Bronny, you're getting LeBron, and LeBron is bringing people with him. So you start to think about all of the dynamics, and it's actually a benefit for a team just to jump out and go get Bronny. Even though if you look at the trajectory, I'm keep it real because I'm looking at stuff. You understand? Bronny is not slated to even be drafted. Now, it's not even all his fault. He dealt with some issues. We all know the medical situation. We ain't gonna get all into it. We're gonna try to put that past him. But he didn't start the season. So I think Bronny need really another year, to get to the NBA like by himself, even though that he possibly will get selected due to the fact of everybody know what comes with it. But I think if he stayed another year in college, obviously let the rehab and all that stuff, let all that continue to get behind him, I think another full season would have been very beneficial for Bronny James. But it's unfortunate that we may not get a chance to see that because I think that somebody's going to take a chance on Bronny, but it is what it is. But if you're looking at New York, if LeBron was to come to New York and win a championship, you're not going to tell me that that's not going to be a bigger championship than all of the championships that he's ever won. That goes for Miami, Cleveland, Los Angeles, So if you really want to go down in history, you understand, if you really want to go down in history, you know what you got to do. You understand? You know what you have to do. You understand? You come to New York, you win a championship for a starving franchise. LeBron name is already in history, but this is something that a lot of people can't say they've done. A lot of people have come to New York and failed. A lot of people who came to New York and have got it started just a little bit, but they never got them back to where they need to be. And we all know if you win one in New York, man, I'm not just saying this just because I am a New Yorker. This is a fact. Seriously, there would be no bigger championship than coming to New York and winning it. And I think that LeBron could just go ahead and retire after that. And it would be, if LeBron came to New York, and seriously, it would be like, what more do he need to do to be the greatest of all time? That would just be like a flex moment. On his way out the door, come to New York, win the championship. Because right now the Knicks, they got the defense, they got the coaching staff. I think that the Knicks are making themselves attractive for players like LeBron, players in that number one option echelon type players. The Knicks should be right there. Like, if obviously I don't want the Knicks to get Embiid, and I've seen the situation coming with Embiid. We'll get into that later. But a guy like Giannis, if things don't work out in Milwaukee, if players like that, you got to go after them. Anybody that's a number one option, a young player that, disgruntled. We don't know what's going on with LaMelo Ball. You understand? If something like that was to arise, you got to jump on these things. You understand? And get do it. If you New York, and teams should want to, when they start making their short list, when they're ready to move on, the Knicks name should be right at the top of these guys saying, "I want to come to New York." And that's a testament to what the Knicks have done through these years and making themselves attractive. It wasn't always I've been through it. I've seen the Knicks as a laughing stock. I've seen it. So to see the Knicks viewed in a different light today is very beautiful in my eyes. I just hope that they continue to make the right moves to sustain what they're doing and what they're going through right now. This is a special time right now for New York Knicks basketball. And like I said, we're going to be here to document it and see it. But it is disgusting to see LeBron flirt with New York City when he had an opportunity to join them back in 2010. Now, I know what we're going to say, Wade was in Miami, da-da-da-da. If LeBron chose New York, they would have followed. And I'm going to leave it at that. It's Flight Sports TV. Let's get in the comment section. Let's politic this. You already know what it is. Peace and love.